Hi everybody, welcome back to Cardvoyant. I'm Kris and I'm your Cardvoyant, and today we're going to be talking again about the Wands cards. All right, so now we're at the Three of Wands, and again this is another card that is very kind of exciting and hopeful. And remember how in the Two of Wands that we just talked about, we talked about that longing. Well, this is the card where you begin to put that longing into action. And this card is pushing you to do that, saying it's okay to do that. This card is about where your brain meets your soul, right? Your passionate inner desire meets your ability to actually do something about it. And it's saying, yes, you're ready to start doing this, and it's encouraging you to do that. You can see on the water the ships now beginning to sail. This is you or your client or whoever you're reading for, your friend or relative or whoever. This is that idea of putting your plan into action at whatever level you're able to do that. This is a very much an encouragement card, and it's an acknowledgement of the importance and the fundamental goodness of the idea that you have and the worthiness of your actions. This is also about being ready to take on opportunities that may come to you, preparation, but being in that ready state. The Two of Wands was a little bit more about that preparation, and this card is like, okay, you've prepared, now we're moving forward. Now, one more thing about this card. This card is often, you'll get this when it's actually about travel. Overseas travel or over water travel in some way. There's a few other cards that also talk about this. So that's just another component of this card. You'll notice in the Two of Wands and Three of Wands and in several of the Wands cards, there's a lot of this red, the red cloak, and that is this fire. That's this passion. That's the determination that all of these cards tend to show. It's very true about the Three of Wands as well. All right, so then we come to the Four of Wands, and look at this happy Four of Wands cards. I mean, it's just clearly happy. This is a celebration. And this is coming from the Three of Wands. You can see that this has to do with some sort of completion. Now, this is kind of, because it's a 4 card and not like the 10 card, let's say a milestone that's along the way. It's not the end goal yet, but it's this celebration of something, some milestone that's happened. And you can see it's jubilant. It's time to relax and to sort of rest on your laurels for a bit. You can see the wands here are decorated like maypoles, if you know what a maypole is, if you're old enough to have celebrated May Day. But this is just this flowering pole that's decorated to, dance around and celebrate and let down for a minute because you've accomplished something. Now, you'll often get this with people, so many tarot cards are about reassurance, and this is this reassurance card that yes, you're going, you're there, in a lot of ways. There's more to come because you know that your client wants more when you get this card, when it relates especially to jobs or relationships. But you're in a good spot, and you should celebrate. You've done well. Whatever you've done to this point is a lot, and you deserve to celebrate and, like I said, rest on your laurels for a bit. Again, in something else that this card, that's kind of the same but kind of completely different, that this card can mean, it has to do with actual celebrations, marriage at times, or some sort of familial celebration. Sometimes it can be about graduations and, things like that, those kinds of things that we celebrate that are a real milestone in our life. So this is a very happy card, which is not in complete contrast, but will change a little bit in the Five of Wands. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here we are at the Five of Wands. Now, every 5 card in every suit of the minor arcana is a difficult card in different ways. Now, we just had that celebration card, the Four of Wands, and then you get this conflict card in the Five of Wands, and you can see there's all these figures and they've got their wands and they're sort of fighting, and so it's this idea that you get to a certain point and you think, I'm here, this is good, and then something happens, and it's a challenge. So there's some kind of challenge that's come up. As you can see, there's all these different colors, these different suits that the figures are wearing in this card. And that's this idea of trying to blend differences. And this can be opinion, this can be people, this can be just, the ways of doing business if you're talking about your job and those kinds of things. So it's a card where you need to think about diplomacy in a way. Okay. The one thing about this card is you can see that they're not engaged in like this ferocious battle, right? Nobody's bleeding. Nobody's down on the floor, with like wands in them or something like that. This is like, I almost think of this more of like bickering almost. Now, I've gotten this card in several readings, oddly enough, or naturally enough, however you want to think about it. When I'm doing readings for somebody that is new to a blended family. And it can often be about this, trying to mesh these two families, kids bickering, adults and kids bickering. And it's just, sometimes it's enough to drive you crazy, right? Sometimes when people have a reading, what they need is an acknowledgement. And the one good thing about this card, this acknowledgement of this bickering and sort of infighting that's going on, is knowing that it's totally fixable, and you can do this, you can fix this. It's the idea too of needing to look at all sides, right? All of these figures in this card have an opinion, and that's why they're raising their wands. There's something that they feel strongly about. So it's an idea of looking at all of those different ideas and reasons and thoughts and stuff, and bringing people back together. This can also be about inner turmoil. So this card can be about like different parts of yourself that can be conflicted. For whatever reasons in whatever you're doing. If you have been wanting a relationship and then you come into a relationship and suddenly there are things that you didn't expect, and that can be children or in-laws or friends that you weren't friends with but now you're expected to be friends with, or habits that people have, or these different adjustments that you have to make. And in your head it's not only making the adjustments but wondering if it's worth it, those kinds of things. So this is the kind of thing that this card can acknowledge. The thing to remember when you look at this card is it's about conflict. But it's not a vicious, unreconcilable conflict. This is stuff that can be fixed. And so that's the message of the card is, yeah, this is going on, but yeah, you can fix it. So look, we've got another happy wands card. The Six of Wands is awesome. Just look at it. Isn't that great? The figure that's riding in triumphant on this horse. He's got like the crown of laurels. People are like, yay, around the figure. And this is what this card's about. This is exactly what this card is about. This is about victory. Again, this is a milestone victory. This isn't the end game, but this is recognition, public recognition of something that you or your client has accomplished. This is a pat on the back. This is a keep going because you are doing swell kind of card. It's definitely about success and progress and being recognized for that success and that progress. It's that idea kind of being triumphant in whatever way. Now, I've gotten this before with people who have had even like small successes on their jobs. Sometimes it can be an award, or it can be a promotion, or it can be my boss said I did this well. You know, it can be a variety of things, but it carries this this weight. You know, it's not just a small thing, even if it's the world might see it as a small thing. Inside the person that you're reading for, this is a huge thing. This is just what I needed to keep going. This is that award, that recognition, that pat on the back that just says, good job, keep going. And it can be very big. I mean, it can be a very big thing, but it can be a very small thing as well. Things that are relative like that, like, oh, I won an Academy Award, or, oh, my film teacher said I did a good job on this project. In a lot of ways, they're exactly the same. They're this inner validation that that acknowledges our hard work and the reality of and the importance of our own dreams, and says, yay, great job, keep going. So this is all about triumphant success on whatever level it takes place. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I really hope that you'll find this interesting and have found it interesting, and I hope you'll subscribe and come back again. Bye-bye.